No, sorry. I don't think I did actually. I'm trying to think. No, I didn't hurt myself. Fell over a few times. Because we were in lots of padding though, so when you'd be fighting or something or running and you'd fall over, everybody would rush up thinking that you'd really hurt yourself because it just looks really dramatic. But actually, don't tell them. Never hurt. You can't feel a bloody thing because you've completely got foam everywhere and leather, and so no, it didn't really break anything. What was funny though is that we were doing one particular scene, which is I can't tell you about because it's in the next films. But we'd work out our action. It was in an armoury, so working out our action of grabbing weapons and going out to fight and arming ourselves up. And bloody Aidan Turner was hiding my stuff. So Peter Jackson would call action and you worked out all of this amazing action, picking something up and running and getting it and going and doing the thing, and you'd run to get the thing and it wasn't there. And then you'd have to kind of pretend that you were doing something completely different. You know, it was really funny actually. We had a lot of laughs on the set. It was a great team of people to be working with. But I never broke anything. But there's still time because we start filming again in May, so for you, I'm going to set out to break something. So when I come back to do one of these in a year or so, you can ask me the question again and I can say, oh heck yeah, I broke Peter Jackson. Okay, another question. Yes?
When you started acting, did you ever imagine ending up on some of these businesses?
No. It's a funny old profession acting because especially, well anywhere actually, what happens is I've actually become famous in the past about 3 times because it's just the nature of things. It's like, you know, for example, if you were on Shortland Street in the early days, you know, and you get known, and well, that happened to me. I was in a TV series called Shark in the Park, and I started out on TV, and you get known for a bit, but when you're a bit older, you kind of have much more level head on your shoulders, and you sort of think, well, it's fleeting, you know, it doesn't last forever. But it was incredible, and I kind of started to go into other sides of the industry. I produced a television documentary, drama documentary. But to get a phone call out of the blue, I didn't even audition for this role. I'd known Peter and his work, and he'd known about me from the early days of theatre in Wellington, when he was starting out with Fran. And so, but I just got the call out of the... I had auditioned for some other minor role. I auditioned for King Kong, and he almost wrote me a role for King Kong, but it never ended up happening, because sometimes it's just like that. But wow, to get a call out of the blue, and for a casting director to say, and she said, my wife was on the phone to her mother, but she said something like, this is Liz Malone, she said, Peter Jackson would like to offer you a small role. And she said, oh, actually it's not a small role. It's one of the principal cast dwarves. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, you know, it was like winning lotto actually. You know, you can imagine, it's like, you know, it was a weird headspace, because I was a bit angry for about 3 days. I don't know why, I was just a little bit annoyed about it. I was being grumpy, because I just couldn't believe it. So, no, it was incredible actually to get that call. It was wonderful. So I never saw that I would end up doing it. And in the first big party we went to, I said to Peter Jackson, because my daughter had actually just started watching Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And I said, Peter, it's like getting the golden ticket to go to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory and getting on the inside, because that's what it's like, because it's, you know, Peter runs, it's a fantastic complex, the whole thing, but suddenly to be on the inside of that, and I've got a daughter who was in a film called Bridge to Terabithia, a Disney film, and she'd actually worked with Peter Jackson on what you call pre-visuals, which is you work closely with the director and it's like a storyboard thing, and that was for Lovely Bones. And so I'd seen Peter a few times then. But I was all a bit jealous of her, because I was sort of thinking, there she is. We watched her filming one night, I thought, there she bloody is, talking to Peter Jackson like she bloody knows it. And so to suddenly be on the inside of that whole factory was fantastic, you know, and wonderful. Go on, ask me questions about Peter Jackson. Yes. Oh, yes, your turn first. Yeah.
Do you sometimes get annoyed with him?
No, never. He's a fantastic director to work for. Just Despite what we might read in the media, despite what anybody might say, Peter Jackson is a fantastic director and a really grounded, creative artist. At the end of the day, that's why he is so successful, because he is a creative personality that is passionate about what he does and fulfilling his vision of what he does. And so we're sitting in there making a film, and there's all this media coming out saying stuff about Peter Jackson, you know, being creatively tired, or just why is he doing The Hobbit again? Well, I went to a party with Peter Jackson, and I sat down, and it suddenly occurred to me that for him to make the decision to film these films and direct them, that's like 5 years out of your life. So he didn't have to do it. He doesn't have to do it financially. So for him to make the decision to direct these films, that's a huge. How many clumps of 5 years do we have, you know, in our lives to create something? So it's a massive decision for him to make, and he is totally and utterly committed to it. So he's a really, really good director to work for. So no, and he's also completely listens to you as an actor. You know, you can make suggestions. You can, what it's called offering. You know, you can offer ideas. Then again, you've got to put your time in right, just like in any job. You don't just say, hey Peter, what about I do this? You know, you can't do that. You've got to actually wait till the time is right, and then you say, hey look, could I try saying this? Could I do this? And he'll soon tell you if it's wrong, because that's his director's job. Oh, sorry, now you had a question. Did you have a question? Oh, Jeff.